Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. In this episode, we'll be reviewing the first ODI between West Indies and India, and it was a thrilling game in the end. West Indies kept fighting. I felt that India were comfortable towards halfway of the second innings, but the West Indies didn't give up. Romario, Shepard, Hakil Hussain, they batted really well, took the game deep, and in the end, I honestly felt that West Indies could have won the game even in the last over when they required 15. There's a couple of two big hits away, and they would have won the game. But Siraj held his nerve. I felt that last ball that he bowled was brilliant. Through the legs, a very good Yorker. Even though he did get hit for a boundary, I felt that he did keep his nerve in that over and hung on for India. I felt India, first of all, with the bat, they started off so well and tapered off. West Indies pulled things back. I think India could have got 340, 350 on this pitch, and that would have been beyond West Indies' reach. But West Indies bowled really well in the second half of the innings, or let's say the last 15 overs. They bowled really well. They pulled things back. Joseph picking up a couple of wickets, Moti picking up a couple of wickets, and then a wicket for Shepard and Akil Hussain. I felt they dried up the runs towards the end by taking the wickets and putting India under pressure, because India were at 230 for two and they could have easily gone to 340, 350. But West Indies chipped away with the wickets, restricted India. You could say restricted 308, and that kept West Indies in the game till the last ball. They were in the game. The way they started in the second innings, Kyle Myers 75-68 batted really well. Shamar Brooks and Brandon King also putting up partnerships with 46 and 54 respectively, scoring some crucial runs. And that's how they kept chipping away. India then came, picked up wickets. No wickets for Chahal, but the likes of Shardul Thakur picked up. Chahal did pick up a couple of wickets, but he was expensive in the beginning. No wickets for Akshar Patel. I meant, yeah, he didn't pick up any wickets today. They expected the spinners to do the bulk of the wicket taking, but it was Siraj and Shardul Thakur who gave Chahal that support in terms of wickets. And I just felt that India could have wrapped it up, but West Indies kept fighting, and it made it a very, very interesting game. Romario Shepard was hitting the ball straight. He wasn't mucking around, no fancy shots here and there. He was just trying to strike the ball straight, and that's exactly what he did. A couple of French cuts to the boundary, but you need a bit of luck there. Apart from that, it was really good hitting, put India under pressure. Prasidh Krishna, I felt he was a bit down today, especially in the death. He didn't bowl particularly well. He bowled a few loose deliveries and no balls also. India, I think, although West Indies also had issues with discipline, I think India, their no balls were costly and they need to be a bit more careful when bowling that. But it's a younger bowling attack. The likes of Siraj, Prasidh Krishna, Shardul Thakur, these guys are not as experienced as the likes of Bumrah and Shami, so they will learn. I think it's a good game for them. It's a good game for Shikhar Dhawan as captain, because he was put under pressure, missed out on his 100, and then the game went close, and you could see a bit of pressure. Surya Kumar was losing it a bit in the field as well, trying to direct the field, but Dhawan kept his calm, and India crossed the line in the end. So all goes well for them, but there's a lot to improve on for India in bowling and batting. When you have such a good start like that with the bat, you need to capitalize. You need to take the score to 350. The middle order should have taken more responsibility. The likes of Sanju Samson, Deepak Hooda, Surya Kumar Yadav, it's the perfect chance for them, right? With some big players resting, this is the perfect chance for them to get some time out in the middle, and they had the perfect platform. It wasn't like 12 for 2 or 13 for 3 or anything like that. They had a excellent platform at 230 for 2. They just could have come in and taken single doubles, rotate the strike, and then hit. You don't have to hit from ball one. Of course, you want to play aggressive cricket, but at the same time, you can play aggressive cricket by running between the wickets, converting ones into twos, and then once you're settled, hit as well. It's still a 50 over game. You have enough time. By trying to hit from ball one, you're going to lose wickets. You're going to put pressure on the new batsmen. So they have to be a bit careful with that, do India. But apart from that, you have to credit Shikhar Dhawan and Shubman Gill. I think Shubman Gill batted really well. Again, the field, the running between the wickets was an issue for him. He was a bit too lazy, but when he was at the crease, sublime shots, leg side through the offside. Shubman Gill, very, very good wrist work as well. Timing was good, and it was good to see him. I honestly thought they would have gone with Gaikwad or Ishan Kishan. Shubman Gill, we've seen him in the Test arena recently, but not too much in the limited overs. But I'm very happy to see him, because I feel he's the future of Indian cricket. Him and Prithvi Shaw, I keep saying it. I know they haven't performed as well as we like for India yet, but I just feel that particularly Shubman Gill is the future of Indian cricket. It's good to see him scoring a 50, and this kind of tour will help him. Yes, maybe it won't be the same challenge as in England or in Australia, but at the same time, you're playing West Indies in the West Indies. It was a close game, and to get runs under your belt wherever you're playing, it'll give you confidence for India. So I think credit to Shubman Gill. Shreyas Iyer, I think he enjoys these pitches. There's not much bounce or anything like that. And he came at a time when the spinners was bowling, so some good relief for him. He's a very good player when it comes to these situations. Again, he has to work on the short ball when it does come, and when the ball is when the pitch is conducive to bounce, he has to be a bit more careful. But apart from that, I think he batted well today, and it'll give him a lot of confidence going into the next game. Deepak Khuda with 27 of 32 and Aksar Patel 21 of 21 to finish off the innings. And yeah, I think overall a great game of cricket. I know Dhawan got man of the match, but I would give it to Siraj, just because, if he gets hit for an extra boundary, they lose the game. And he held his nerve. I felt he bowled the wide Yorker really well, and he bowled the Yorker through the legs really well as well. So he was getting the length right. The line was a bit wayward, but he was still managing to execute it and making life difficult for the batsman. You heard Shikhar Dhawan in the post-match saying that they try to use the big side, so that's why they were bowling a bit wide, or when it's the other side towards the leg side, just so they were trying to use the big side of the boundary. I think it worked in India's favor, and credit to Siraj for that, and credit to Shikhar Dhawan for the field placements and everything. But I think overall that pretty much wraps it up. A good win for India going into the second one day. Of course, there's a lot to improve. Like I said, there's still plenty of improvement they need to do with the bat, ball, and field. West Indies will also be very pleased with the way they played. Again, they have a lot of improvement to do, whether it's the way they were catching, fielding, a lot of misfields as well. They'll have to improve on that. They'll have to take their catches going on to the next game. But I think apart from that, they did play pretty well. They took the game deep, and that's what you want. You want to fight. You just don't want to give up like that. And Shepard showed exactly that with Akil Hussain. I think they batted superbly. They got the boundaries when needed. They rotated the strike when needed, and they put India under severe pressure. And that's what you want, right? In a series like this, you don't want one-sided games, and you have to give West Indies credit there. And like I said, also with the ball, when they were 230 for 2, India, West Indies came back. They bowled extremely well, whether it was Shepard, Akil Hussain himself, they were extremely good. Alzeri Joseph was brilliant, I felt. So they kept themselves in the game. They fought back. They didn't give up. No easy runs towards the end for India, and also not an easy victory in terms of wickets or anything like that in the second inning. So that, you have to give West Indies credit there. If you want to look at another thing, they'll probably hope Nicholas Pooran comes back into form. He scored 25 of 26, but someone like a Pooran needs to score those 50s and 100s. You rely a lot on him. He's a talented player. He's 26, 27 now. He's coming towards the peak in terms of age, and as captain, I think he just needs to take more responsibility. He got a start today, 25-26. If he converted that start, West Indies are winning this game, I feel, because he would have scored at a higher strike rate. He was already scoring at 96. I think he would have converted that to 120, 130, and they would have won with an over to spare. So there's scope of improvement. Yes, Shai Hope also slow start, but I think Nicholas Pooran is the guy you're looking at in terms of performances. I think that's what West Indies need. They need performances from their big player, from their captain, and someone who is explosive, and he can really turn the game on its head. And if he can take that responsibility, West Indies will start winning games here on, and they'll also be lethal in the T20s. But Pooran needs to fire. I think he has so much talent. He has all the talent in the world, but consistency has been missing from him. Sometimes he takes some good time in the middle, plays a few shots, but then one shot too many. Sometimes he's just lazy. He miscues one. So I don't know what exactly is wrong, but he needs to just try to convert these starts into big scores. And once he does that, then West Indies are winning more games because, like I said, he'll score with a very high strike rate, and he'll make sure he'll finish the game in that way. And that's what you want. You want to put the opposition under pressure. Yes, you play aggressive cricket, but at the same time, you have to play smart cricket, and that's what Pooran is sometimes missing. He goes one shot too many. Once you have a couple of boundaries, then go rotate the strike. Make sure you're there till the end. You don't need to hit every single ball out of the park. He has the talent there. Hopefully, he gets the execution. And from India's side of things, I don't know if they'll make any more changes. But I think Aksar Patel had a slight injury. Also, he didn't have the best of performances. Will he be replaced or not? That will be maybe an interesting call to take. But apart from that, I think they'll go with similar team because they won. And plus, you want to back your players. Rahul Dravid always mentioned about a long rope for his players. And I think that will be something that they will look to do, back their players. For me, the most positive thing, apart from Dhawan and Siraj, of course, they played really well. But for me, the most positive thing for India is Shubman Gill. Great to see him in this format performing like that. And it just needs to improve on his running. Can't be lazy. You have to be much more alert when running between the wickets. But some superb shots, a strike rate of 120, that would be very pleasing because, his strike rate has been criticized throughout the IPL, throughout the last 2-3 years. But today, his strike rate was very healthy. Any runs under your belt will always give you you confidence. And if he can convert these now to hundreds, I'm sure he will. It'll be great for India, because like I mentioned, he is the future of Indian cricket, along with the likes of Prithvi Shaw. I feel that he can come back into the team as well. But these guys have won the under 19 World Cup. They have the talent, and now it's time to convert that talent into consistency and get some big runs on the board and make establish yourself on the international level. And I think Shubman Gill is reaching that age now. I think in a couple of years he will be the main player for India in the batting order. I know it's still very early days, but I just feel that he has the shots in the book. He's strong to the offside, to the leg side. Yes, sometimes he does struggle when the ball is swinging, but who doesn't, right? In the Indian team, you have even the senior players sometimes struggle when the ball is swinging. That's something that he'll look to improve on. But I just feel that he's a very talented batsman, and he has a strike rate as well. It's not that, like, sometimes yes, he does slow down, but I feel that now he's developed that as well. He has a different gear to go on and change those from third to fourth to fifth gear, and I think he's doing it well now. So let's see what happens with Shubman Gill in the future. And I think that pretty much wraps it up. Looking forward to the second ODI. If you look at there was another game, between England and South Africa. That was a rain curtailed game, 29 overs. England scoring 201. I felt they were short by 20-30 runs, but they got South Africa all out for 83. Some brilliant bowling, especially with the new ball. I think Reece Topley again picking up a couple of wickets. Then David Willey, Sam Curran was outstanding today. 2 overs, 5 runs, 1 wicket. And then with the bat, he contributed as well with some crucial runs, 35 of 18. Very good strike rate in the end. His innings and his spell was the difference between the two sides. But the way they bowled, I think England with the new ball was sensational. 6 for 4 was it over South Africa? And they were under the pump since then. 6 for 4. After that, there's no looking back. Markham was the 4th wicket. After that, there's no looking back for England, and they won the game very, very comfortably. And it just goes to show, right, even if you score like what was it, 230 overs, it's very chaseable in these times. But it goes to show that there's still something in it for bowlers in one-day cricket and limited overs cricket. If they use the conditions properly and they stick to the lines and lengths, there's still something in it. And we saw a brilliant display of bowling. Then Adil Rashid and Moeen Ali came and finished it off. They picked up 5 wickets amongst each other, 3 for Rashid, 2 for Moeen Ali, and all round great performance for England, especially with the ball. And they're back in the series. It's 1-1 now. Butler was feeling the pressure, I felt, because everyone was talking about the Owen Morgan era, the winning the World Cup, aggressive brand of cricket. And when Butler came in, they lost the series to India. If they lose the South Africa series, there'll be a lot of pressure on Butler straight away. We talk about the Indian media, but the English media is also very critical. So that's something that Butler will have to be a bit aware about. But I think, still you have to give him time. It's his second series as captain. He will learn. And, I still maintain that, he doesn't have his best bowling attack. There's a lot of bowlers missing for him. The likes of Marco, Jofra Archer, Wokes as well, Jordan. There's so many bowlers that he doesn't have that he can play with in this series and in the T20 series. So once he gets those bowlers, I think life will be a bit easier. Ben Stokes announcing his retirement, that's not going to help, because he's a great player. Ben Stokes, World Cup winner. So there's challenges for Butler. It's not the strongest England 11, but this kind of victory will give him a lot of confidence and give England some confidence, because they had a par score, I felt, and to get the team all out under 100 in a 30-over game, I think you have to give your bowlers credit. They all performed well, all bowled with extremely good accuracy, and they were picking up wickets. No room for error, no margin for error, and they fielded well as well. South Africa were basically suffocated in those first 4-5 overs, 6 for 4, and the game was done right there and then. Not too much to look forward to for South Africa in this game. But if you just look at South Africa overall, I felt they bowled well, but let things slip a bit towards the end. But Pretorius pick up the bowlers, 6 overs, 36 runs, 4 wickets. He put England under pressure throughout that innings, and he'll be let down by his batsmen. I think, even though they gave a few runs to Sam Curran there towards the end, maybe they could have restricted England to 180, 170, but still they wouldn't have chased that. We're going to get 80 all out. So it's the batsmen, Quinton de Kock, Van der Dusen, Markram, Klaassen, Miller, no one performing. You need these guys to step up, and they're more than capable of scoring 6.5 runs and over in this kind of game. So they will be disappointed with that. Yes, there was very good bowling as well, but at the same time, I think batting could have been a bit better. They could have left a few balls. They could have been a bit more cautious at the start and then made it up towards the end there for South Africa. So yeah, I think series all level here as well. Going into that third one day, it's going to be interesting. I feel the South Africa still in it. They have a very good bowling attack. and they will put England under pressure in that third ODI. But England also will get a lot of confidence now because they have the better of the South African batsmen in this game, and it's a psychological edge when you get the team out under 100. I think England will be flying with confidence. For me, they're slight favorites going into the third one day, but let's see what happens. Player of the match, I agree with the actual man of the match, Sam Curran, no doubt. Vital contribution with bat and ball. His short cameos in both departments, but it won them the game, was equally important. So well done to him. The commentators are also saying that he might be the answer to Ben Stokes. Very, very early days for that right now, but this kind of performance will give England a lot of hope. That they do have an all-rounder who can provide with both departments. I always felt that Sam Curran is a very dangerous batsman with the ball. I feel that conditions need to suit him. When the conditions don't suit him, he's not as effective. Yes, he does have the slower balls and everything like that. He has the cutters. I think on dry pitches he could be useful as well. But in Australia where the ball bounces pretty well, it's true bounce and it comes onto the bat nicely, it might be a bit more difficult for him if there's no swing. So that's something that may be a concern. But apart from that, I think he's proving out to be a very useful utility player for England, and wishing the best for him in the future as well. And yeah, let's see what happens in that third ODI and the second ODI between India and West Indies. They're on Sunday, both games, I think. So it's going to be exciting. Stay tuned for the latest content from down the track. Hopefully we'll get a few guests on as well and get some analysis going. Otherwise, I will be with you as well soon, and a lot of cricket discussion to happen. And also the Asia Cup in Dubai end of August. So looking forward to that T20 tournament. Let's see what happens there as well. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned for the latest cricketing content. Thank you so much.